There we go. I think you guys can hear me now, right? Hey there, everybody. Chris Franks with Texas West Capital checking in with you here live a few minutes after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on Friday, the 17th of February, 2023. Tomorrow is my mom's birthday, so we're going to do a little something special this weekend. So hopefully you guys are doing all right out there. This is going to be a shorter show, as I mentioned there on Twitter. Probably be done around 11:45 or so. I've got to be on the Wendy O show at 12 o'clock, last minute thing there. So, yeah, Arrow Quinn there says Wendy O viewers are going to be salty when they didn't buy Sol a couple of months ago. Yeah, if you guys remember the last time I was on there, what was that? December 30th or 31st, somewhere right around there. Sol had just bottomed out at around $9 and some change. And I talked about buying it there and how it was probably a good buy. And if we, especially if we broke out above 15, we'd probably be looking at 30. We haven't quite hit 30 yet. I think we got a 26 or 27 so far. Right around there, but I think we do have 30 plus incoming now. So, yeah, I think we also talked about Litecoin back then, rallying above 100, and we've hit like 100 plus on that as well. So a lot of good stuff came out of that episode, and not so sure I got such great knowledge this time around, but we'll see, right? How are y'all doing out here? Let me see, who is here? Bamboo, Arrow Quinn, Crypto MTNS, what's up, guys? Mark Chenard is here. Andrew, Vibaswani, what's up, man? Let me see here. Happy birthday to my mom. I'll appreciate that. I'll let her know you said that. JC, what's up? What's up? Happy Friday for sure. Data, what's going on, man? You're never too old to set another goal. That's right, guys. That's what keeps you young. This sitting on your butt all day, not doing anything, being lazy and complaining does not make you younger. It makes you older. It's having goals and attempting to get those goals, to reach those goals, that constant pursuit, that constant like pushing in your mind. That's what keeps you young, guys. You got to figure that out. If you haven't figured it out yet, figure it out. I'm telling you, it's going to make your life so much better. Dan, what's up, man? Good to see you. Tell Wendy hello for you, Fibbo. You haven't talked to her in a while? Yeah. I just, like I said, I was supposed to be on there a few weeks back, and then that got canceled, and then they had to cancel, and she's like, hey, you want to join up? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So we'll get that. Anyway, hey, listen, guys, as always, you can join us here, our mentor program, at howtotradetowin.com/LMT. That'll take you right here. You can see it. Check out all the information on it and whatnot. You can also, this is the last week, guys. Come Monday, this won't be available anymore. So if you haven't gotten it, that's on you, okay? This is howtotradetowin.com/T3. And that's the only place you can get this special. Normally $200 a month for our Tier 3, which is everything we do, 3 live streams a week. So much education, guys. I'm going to tell you what right now, if you aren't a better trader after being in Tier 3, even for just a month, then you aren't trying. I can't do it for you, guys. I give you all this information. I tell you all the little secrets, all the little things that people don't normally talk about. If you are not applying them, or if you're not getting beyond your emotional or psychological issues that you're having, that's on you. I can't do it for you. I wish I could. If I could, I'd make you all millionaires. But I can't do it, okay? You've got to do it. You've got to accept it. You've got to put in the effort, the work to make it happen, okay? But here you go. $19.99, 1 month, guys. No auto renew, nothing like that. It's just 1 month. After 1 month, boom, it kicks you, right? But if you want to stick around after that, get a hold of me, man. I'll give you a great deal because I just believe that the longer you keep practicing it, the better you're going to get, okay? So if you're willing to show me that kind of effort, then I'm willing to give you a deal on it. Let me see here. Hank wants to know if y'all are feeling groovy. How are you feeling, Hank? I saw you were sick the other day, man. Hopefully you're feeling well. C-Mac, how are you doing? Always good to see you checking in. Kimazati, what's up, man? You just set up the Tier 3 special trial. So much content and updates constantly. Impressed. Oh, great, man. Thank you, sir. Yes. I put in I probably spend way too many hours, honestly, doing what I do. But, again, guys, I love when it clicks. It's not everybody, but, man, when it clicks and somebody tells me, you know what? I've been struggling with this, and this makes sense now, man. I love that. That's just what keeps driving me, man. That's what keeps me going. I want all of y'all to be as excited and as enjoying trading as much as I do, because it is such an enjoyable thing to do once you figure it out. Trading is simple. It's not easy. The reason why it's not easy is because you have to deal with all the emotional and the psychological stuff, and that's the main focus of what we do with that mentor program that I have going, guys. It's all about helping you recognize these mental and psychological issues that are keeping you from getting where you need to go, and discuss different ways to get through them and how to work through them. And we do this every week. Now, on top of that, you get a whole bunch of other stuff, my trading system, whatever, stuff like that. But really, it is about that other part, because any monkey can learn how to do a system, guys. Anybody can learn how to do a system. It's just memorization of rules and guidelines, okay? But can you apply it consistently? That's the issue for everybody. So that's what we work on. BR, what's going on, man? Good to see you there. Andrew Bennett says, it's better that we learn for sure. Groovy is the feeling. That's right. Brian Riley, what's up, man? I just used the word groovy, so obviously I still have a fever. Hank says, I like groovy, man. Oh, man. Let me see here. Brian Riley says DXY rejection is long money. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. We did get that rejection so far today on that weekly pivot. So we're going to see if we can get some follow through on that, which will carry risk assets higher, okay? From what I saw, there was an update last night at 10 o'clock. Seems like Chris doesn't take breaks. I'm telling you guys, when I tell you I work. I'm usually up around 7 in the morning. I usually am looking at the charts and doing stuff. Log in around 8 o'clock. Do all that stuff all day long. Finally log off sometime between 10 and midnight. Occasionally, depending on the markets are, it might even be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before I'm done. But then I'm back at it. So yeah, put a lot of effort into that. All right, guys, let's jump over here. We've only got about 30 more minutes here, so let's jump in and see where we are. Oh, man. Kathy Wood strikes, man. She thinks still that Bitcoin is going to get this $1.5 million. Do you think she's right, guys? Or do you at least hope she's right? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Some of her stuff is kind of really, I think it's like best case scenario, kind of best case scenario. But, man, I find myself hoping so, right? That would give us some amazing, if you're investing in it, some amazing potential returns. If you're trading, a lot of potential, really easy trading opportunities for it to get up that far, right? Yeah, so, Kathy's looking at things like, she's thinking, her ARK Invest there, the fund, one of the funds that she runs there, her company says that, they're looking for Bitcoin potentially to account for 10% of the M2 money supply of emerging market countries. But of course, as it says, there's only 2 that have adopted as legal tender so far. We know El Salvador and then the Central African Republic. Some economists, suggest that maybe nations that are struggling with hyperinflation or devalued currencies could decide to embrace Bitcoin. It's an easier thing than trying to push your own out there, right? But that gives it's also, here's the other thing, guys. When countries can manipulate their currency, they can push growth, right? They can stretch it. They can really kind of, if you have, a limited supply and whatnot of your currency, doing all that, it makes it a lot harder to push growth, which means it makes it a lot harder to do the things that the people want you to do, right? So there is a trade-off there. I don't think a lot of people recognize that. But we'll see what happens here, right? She's looking at potentially 25% of the remittance asset market, 50% of the digital gold market, maybe even 6.5% of institutional investor portfolio holdings, right? By the way, this part right here, the 6.5% of institutional investor portfolio holdings, it needs what's going on with the government right now to make it happen. I'm telling you guys, when you have these large sums of money and you have all these pensions and stuff like that, there are certain rules and laws that you have to abide by, which require governmental clarity on where you're putting that money. Otherwise, you open yourself up to some severe risk of being sued and whatnot, and potentially finding you in violation of the law. So, I mean, the more, whether we like it or not, what the government's doing, the more solid what the government says, the easier it is for, institutional investors in funds and pensions and stuff like that to get into it. They can't do it when government is really like, iffy, really gray. You need much more black and white, because they have to understand what the goalposts are. They have to understand where the field is, right? They can't be forced to guess. That puts them in a lot of potential trouble there, okay? So anyway, it's interesting, right? Eric Quinn says, maybe it's just me, but I don't expect Bitcoin to get much further than 100K, then a decade plus bear market for crypto thereafter. But I hope Kathy is correct. Yeah, again, guys, I've looked at that both ways, right? We've got the idea that we get maybe a blow off. If I'm correct and the bottom's in, then we get maybe a blow off this year, a blow off top, or we get an extended multi-year rally, which would align with the halving. So, I mean, I think, I don't know which one it is, honestly. But in either case, if I'm correct, we go up. And that's all you have to know for now. I think new traders often get in there and they try to make it so they have to know what's going on, right? And this is the problem with the new trade, with being a new trader, right? You're so unsure, you're so fearful because you don't know what's going on that you force that guarantee, right? And you start following people who guarantee you things without understanding there are no guarantees in the markets, right? Price is going to do what it's going to do. And that's why you lose a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of it, guys. Because you're looking for that guarantee, which really is not realistic. And you go, oh, Chris, you just don't know because you don't know. No, I do know. 27 years I've been doing this, guys. You pick up something, okay? I'm telling you now, there are no guarantees in trading other than you're going to lose money at some point. And you're going to probably lose a lot more money than what you'd like to lose or what you think you might lose. That's why risk management is so important, okay? Let me see here. Let me catch up with you guys here. All right, let me get on here. So that's what I want to kind of bring up there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So I've got two interesting counts at the moment here, guys. I've got the idea that maybe we're 3 and circle 4 of Roman numeral 3, which would get us Roman numeral 4 and then Roman numeral 5 around 30,000, 29, 30,000, which will get us then 5 waves up from the bottom. It'll give us wave circle 5 up there, okay? So right now, the goal is, if this is correct right here, then we're rallying up to this orange range, which is 26,410 to 26,510. It's right around the EQ of this large supply structure just prior to the weekly pivot, right? But here's the thing. This could be just a flat correction here. This could be A, B, and then C down here for wave 4 of 3, okay? And so if that happens, then this wave circle 3 will actually be up here. But we don't have to know which one it is right now because in either case, it goes off. This target up here is based on the height of this 4th wave. So whether it is wave parentheses 4 as a flat correction or it's wave circle 4 as just a zigzag, either way, the target is still this same area, okay? And then once we're there, we figure out, okay, is it this lesser degree wave 3 or is it this just slightly larger degree wave 3? If it's this one, if it's this wave circle 3, then we're probably, again, looking up there. Look, if we do that, same target, right? So this would get us wave circle 3 up here, right? And then wave circle 3, wave circle 2 is down here, right? So wave circle 3 up here, which means wave circle 4. Look at this, 38.2 right here at the purple structure EQ, right? That's minimum where we'd expect it to go. And then that would give us then this wave circle 5 of 3 up here at 27,614. Now that would give us then again that wave 3 there, right? Which means now we got wave 4 on the pullback. So where does wave 4 on the pullback go? Well, wave 2 is way down here, right? So now we're talking the top of this purple structure, bottom of this supply structure, right? Potentially, which would then see us rallying for the 5th wave, minimum expected up here at around 29,000. And so that gets us then, remember, I've talked about the idea that if we pop up through that 25 kind of level there, that we could see it rally strong up to 29.30. That would get us there. Now, that's no overextension on wave 3s here. This could overextend, the next could overextend, right? That doesn't even say that because it is possible that we could see more subdividing happening, guys. Listen to this. We could see even more subdividing happening here, and we could see this thing rally up to 40, 45,000. This is nothing new. This is the same thing I've talked to you guys about since we were way down at the lows, right? The 15, 17,000 area. It just depends how far do we keep subdividing here. We're subdividing pretty well so far. So what do we want right now? Well, right now we're getting this good move above the 15-minute pivot. We want to get a breakout above this swing high up here at around $25,041.50. If we can do that, that should get us this target here. And if we get rejected there, then again, we should be looking to come on back toward this 24,000 area or so, okay? If we keep on busting up through here, well, you know, then we'll look, you know, it just means that we're just continuing to subdivide here. It looks a lot like 2017 or 2019, as I've shown you, with just the continual push up, right? It is what it is, guys. I'm not telling you it's going to happen. I'm not telling you it's not going to happen. I'm telling you that's the possibility. And if you refuse to acknowledge that possibility, then what are you even doing in the market, guys? I see so many people that are so gosh darn bearish, and they just can't get over themselves. They've been bearish since 15 and some change, the low there. My God, guys, we're up 25,000. We have, look at what we did. Look at what we've done, guys. Let me show you something here. Let's put this in perspective. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Remember, I've been talking. This 25,214, it's 57 cents here on Coinbase. I said if we break that, that breaks the bearish market structure on this long time frame, right? On this higher time frame here, this weekly. Where did we get to so far? 25,256.83. Is 25,256.83 higher than 25,214.57? Yes, it is. We've broken the bearish market structure coming off here. We've rallied to the pivot, which I said was our initial target area. But again, the expectation is if we break through this pivot area, the expectation is we get a 3 like up here around 30, what is that, 33.5 or so. 4 back to the pivot. 5 will get you up here around the R1 pivot, which gets you near that $40,000 mark. And I'll tell you what, if you're hitting here, that's 5 up. That's 1. This is going to be 2 back to the pivot area here. And you're going 3 up. If you're getting up here and you're still bearish, get out of the market. You do not need to be in the market. I'm telling you, because you can't get over your emotions. There is absolutely no reason you should be bearish at this point. Okay? Now, things can change, and price sure could come down lower and eventually come on down, right? It could. But if you are bearish here, then you don't understand. Okay? And you shouldn't have your money in something that you don't understand. Markets. Okay? So what do we need? From the large time frame, we need an impulsive breakout above the pivot, and then we need a target of the R1 pivot area, and then we want to see a pullback toward the pivot and a breakout higher. That's the same thing I've been talking about since way down here, guys. If we can get that, that gives us 1, 2, it gives us a wave 3 coming up. All right? Let me see here. Let me kind of catch here. Fibbo says 30,000 by April because I made that call in January. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So we'll see. You know, we're coming up on that, right? April, I don't know, April. Oh, you said by April, so it could be before then, right? Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, you know, again, we look at this. I mean, if you're just counting here, we go 1, 2, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Which just gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get 5. So again, we either get rejected in this pivot area, and then we pull back to this you know, maybe kind of this swing low area here, right? Probably around, you know, 22,000 or so. And that gives us a 1, 2, and then we go 3, 4, 5, right? Something like that. Or we continue to subdivide here and overextend, and we get us 5 waves up to the R1 pivot area, in which case we come down for a wave 2 to the pivot. And then we look for a reversal there that carries up. This is the same thing I've talked to you guys about here. I've mentioned this guy. If you guys have been following me for the last 5 years, it's the same thing I've talked to you about time and time again when it comes to pivots. If you've paid attention, you know, and you've made a lot of money using it over the years. If you haven't been paying attention, here's your wake-up call. Pay attention. Okay? I'm not guaranteeing that's what's going to happen. I'm saying if we get these things happening, then that's what should happen. Make sure you guys are paying attention, okay? So, that's where we're kind of at right now. You've had quite a few wannabe traders telling me it looks bearish. My answer is it higher highs and higher lows that has you bearish? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is. You know, it's high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, you've got this bullish market structure coming off the swing low down here. You have higher highs and higher lows. That is the definition of a trend, guys. Which is why this right here, the last higher low is broken now. So it could get a rejection and continue down lower, but then this bearish market structure is still broken. Now that we've broken here, this is still done. But we could go up and then come back down lower, and then we've got a larger bearish market structure, right? Which would be a high, a low, and then you get a lower high wherever it is. But you have to get up there, and then you have to drop below here to give you the lower low. Okay? So don't get ahead of yourselves. You don't understand the bear mentality. If the DXY trends downward, do they also expect risk-on assets to downtrend as well? I don't think people think a lot, guys. I think, honestly, I don't mean it to be rude, but I think most people are just stuck on the whole, everybody's telling them the macro is this way and that way, and recession has to be coming and all these things. May or may not, but my God, if you're sitting here around here waiting for that, and you're scared to enter because of that, you've missed all this, guys. You've missed how much? You've missed, let's see if I can see it there, 60+% of rally just in Bitcoin. You've missed hundreds of percent in other alts, right? So, I mean, again, and people try and make themselves feel better, right? They'll try and make themselves feel better about why it's not doing the thing or it is doing a thing, right? Why they haven't gotten in. They'll give you all sorts of reasons, and they'll always change those reasons. They're always moving the goalposts. I'm telling you guys right now, learning systems is easy. It's all memorization. Rules and guidelines, it's all it is. Applying those systems consistently and properly is the difficult thing, because now you have to fight against all that mental stuff, all that emotional stuff, all that psychological stuff. And most people don't know how to do that. Most people, not just in trading, but in life, guys. Do you have goals and dreams and whatnot, and do you wonder why you're not hitting them yet? Honestly, do you? You're not stupid. You're not an idiot. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just human. Nobody gives you a guidebook on how to deal with your emotions and your psychology. What we are is we're raised a certain way. We're raised to believe that the world works in a certain way and that we have a specific place in it. And that's different for everybody. Depends on where you're born in the world. And where you're born in that part of the world, it depends where you're born in that area, right? It depends what is the status or the social class of your family, of your friends, of your community, your area you're in. All these things are going to affect the way in which you look at the world. And that is the issue that you have to overcome in order to be successful. You can do it. Most of you don't believe you can. You can do it. You're not victims. The world does not happen to you unless you allow it. But even then, it's really not happening to you. It's all just it's all a farce. It's all this misbelief. You're causing the things that are happening to you, but you don't understand how to recognize it. And until you understand how to recognize it, and then decide you need to change it, and then create a plan, and then follow through and actually do the work, nothing is going to change. You cannot come into trading and expect to be a successful trader without doing the work, guys. You have to do the work. The best part about that, though, is that same work is the work that's going to positively affect the rest of your life. I did not get to where I am because I had some silver spoon or some, outstanding parents who taught me all these things I'm talking to you about right now. My parents are the same as your parents. They're the same as everybody else. Working, blue-collar, military. That's what they were. Their brains didn't work the same way mine does. They couldn't see beyond the things that they could see. They didn't understand that the world was there to be made by you. Your view of this world, the way you do it, is all dependent on you. They didn't understand that. This is something I had to work at. I had to put the work in. That's why when I tell you these are things you need to do, I'm telling you from experience. Now, whether you choose to believe me or whether you choose to just continue to live life easy, and you go, oh, my life isn't easy. It is, it's so tough and this and that. Yeah, but you know what? People tend to stay comfortable. And even if something is not so fun or not so enjoyable, it's still comfortable. They're used to it. They're used to going through the motions. Change requires becoming uncomfortable, guys. Okay? All right. So I am not running long today. It's only 11:32. But it is so important, guys. You come here. You come here because you hope to learn something, right? Or you come here to hope to laugh at me, whatever. But if you're coming here, I assume you're coming here to learn something. And the absolute best thing I can teach you is exactly what I'm talking about for the last 5 minutes or whatever it's been. Okay? This means more than everything else on the charts. Because this, what I'm talking about, is what determines whether you will be successful or not. Not just in trading, but in life. I'm here to tell you every single one of you can do it. But you have to acknowledge that it needs to be done, and then you have to make a plan, and then you have to do it. The problem is most of us don't know how to go about that. That's why I made that such a big part of the mentor program, guys. Because I'm trying to help people understand how they can do it. It's a year long because it doesn't happen overnight. I need you to keep coming back. I need you to continue to be involved. I need you to continue to try. You got to continue to push. All right, guys, let's jump over here. Let's see what we've got here next. What chart do I have next? Oh, look, I got coin, right? Emotions are hard, JC said. Yes, they are. They are. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Everybody'd be successful and happy in their lives and in trading, right? But they aren't. But they aren't because it's not easy. It's not simple. It is difficult. It does take all this effort and all these other things, right? Okay. Your emotions run wild when they are given the space to dominate thinking, which is why pro traders use a trading system that helps to contextualize their decisions and keep their emotions in check. I would agree, yeah. Professional traders, guys, have systems. I don't care what some Yahoo on Twitter says. I'm telling you right now, if you're going to be a successful trader over time, you have a system. Every trade is not its own trade. Every trade is a part of the system. Most of your trades are not going to be knock them out of the park trades. You're going to, if you have a good system, you're going to get some of those along the way. Most of your trades are going to be very low returns or break evens or small losses if you're using proper risk management. That's what the bulk of your trades are going to be. I'd say probably 80% of them. But that other 20%, that's what really kicks it in. So you apply your system consistently, right? Your system that works, you apply it consistently. Stop focusing on the one trade and what you did or didn't get on that one trade. And as you look at over a year and a year plus or whatever, you'll see that you're getting those returns overall that you're looking for. New traders come in and they look at every trade separately. Can't do that, guys. Can't do it, okay? Let's see here. Let me say, so here we got with Coinbase, right? Again, guys, I keep talking to you about it. If Bitcoin's rallying, your crypto-based stocks should rally as well, right? Coinbase, HUT, MIGI, M-I-G-I, I believe is what it is. They're the miner. Whatever, I can't even think of all of them at the moment here. Even things like NVIDIA and stuff like that should go ahead and rally with it, okay? Mara, stuff like that, Riot. So right now, what do we have here? We have this nice impulsive breakout above the pivot to the R1, pull back to the pivot, right? We're looking for a rally off this pivot that carries us higher, right? That carries us on a breakout here. So coin doing kind of what we're doing with Bitcoin, right? And we're looking for that rally to continue higher here, right? If you look here, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. It looks like maybe a flat correction. Here's a 4. It looks like a 5. Same possible thing that's kind of going on with Bitcoin, more or less, right? But nonetheless, looking for the reversal. Here's your 1 hour. You're getting that cross, that bullish cross in Stochastic RSI. You're looking to rally up higher here, right? If we can get a rally off this low here. By the way, notice the volume. The volume is this doji right here. And then it barely dips lower a couple of days later. Volume's dropped off a lot. Buyers showed up here. If we get a reversal through here, we should be heading up. Minimum 79.68. That puts us right here at the high volume node. Minimum, that's where we should be looking. Also, look where else it puts you. Let's throw a line down here, horizontal line. Boom. Where it puts you. Resistance support right here. Right? Look where it puts you here. Right here around that gap area. See this gap right here? See the gap right here? See the resistance right here? The gap right above. This is an important area here. Get you right toward the top of this high volume node. Get you up here, pulls you back in the high volume node, then boom, break out. Get the lower volume nodes, right? On a wave 3. Wave 3 is usually stronger, goes a lot further, right? There's a lot of room in that. Nevlusian, what's up, man? Let's see here. Let me kind of catch you. Let me see where else we at here. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum. Here's the weekly chart on Ethereum, right? I'm looking at, take profits up in these areas. The R1 pivot, 37.75, and then up here toward the swing high, toward the all-time high. As we continue to rally, right? Overall, looking for a breakout into that R1 or maybe even up here. Pull back to the pivot, continuing higher. It just depends how much juice do we have on the push here, right? Again, right here could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But that gets you, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you get a 1, 2, you get a 1, 2. I mean, my God, guys, if you're getting a 1, 2, 1, 2 here, what that gets you is an explosive breakout, a large wave 3. It's a nested series of 1, 2s, okay? Also, you might notice that if you get that, something else you can take note of here. Oh my God, I never use this stupid thing. Here it is. You might be seeing this, right? It's basically a barrier triangle. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Maybe a 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. Barrier triangles, as patterns. Are the height there is the target usually? Where's target goes? Right up here to my take profit up here. Right? So again, Ethereum looking good. Looking like it wants to break out. Looking like it wants to rally higher. What else do we got here? Hey, what's going on, Sylvia? Good to see you, man. FTM. Had a lot of people talking smack about it way down here, right? That Profit Blue person, right, that blocked me, right? Talking about how it was going to go down here. I said, no, it's going to come up higher, right? It looks like we've got a 3 and a 4 maybe as like a flat correction here maybe, which gives us a 5 up here around 80 cents. Around 80 cents. Right now, we're looking to break out, right? We're finding resistance right here at the resistance that you expected, right? But we want to break out further here. We got a lot of room on the Stochk RSI and the RSI for us to continue up higher. So we're going to see if we can hit that 80 cent mark, that 80 cent kind of area. What else do we got here? So we've still got the same chart we've been watching here with our E-minis, right? For the S&P. My preferred count is the idea that this is an ABC down for 4, right? And this is a 1, 2. But until it's proven to be, it could still be a W and then an ABC up here for X, and then a Y a little bit lower here, and then wave 4 is complete, and then rally up. I think structurally and whatnot, though, this makes a lot more sense. But we'll see. We'll see, right? We are above the high volume node. We're trying to, we got caught at this high volume node. We're pulling back. We're going to try and get some support here and break out. But look at that. We came in, we tested the pivot as support, rallied up to the R1 pivot, pulled back in 3 waves so far, right? 1, 2, 3. So A, B, C. Looking for a rally and a breakout higher above that R1. That'll get us going up there, further up, right? We're looking to get. Capo is still a very loud bear, though. Yeah, I can't believe that I don't know. I mean, I guess I can believe he'd still be bearish. I think, honestly, at this point, I think it's just to get everybody to comment and share and to get followers because he makes a lot of money potentially through his influencing, right? Or he wants to make a lot of money through his influencing. So, when you have a lot of followers, that's where you get the attention of the big brands. And you can get a lot. You can get paid a lot. 700,000 followers on Twitter. You can get paid a lot, guys. Just for one post. So, I don't know. I kind of think that maybe he might be BSing everybody and just doing it to get people to follow him. So, yeah. Vibo, take it easy, man. Prefer uptrending and downtrading myself, less cultish. Hank says, yeah. Yeah, by the way, guys, I've said this so many times before. The words you use are going to affect your psychology, going to affect your emotion. If you continually talk about bears and bulls and bearish and bullish, it's the same thing as using green and red candles. It's going to affect you psychologically and emotionally. Stop using the words. Like Hank's saying there, use uptrend and downtrend. I'm telling you, it's going to change the way, it's going to help you in the way that you look at the charts, the way you feel when you look at the charts, okay? What else we got here? Oh, here's this, I've had this. Remember, this is what we've been looking at as far as the BLX goes, the weekly, right? I've been looking for this kind of playing out similarly here, right? And this is what we're kind of getting. So if we do the same thing, we should rally up a bit and then pull back. Now, I don't think we're going to do this, but at least 50%, right? So that would be, again, the pivot area, and then pull back down here toward this support, and then rally back up. So nothing changing on here. The pitchfork's still holding support here. We're still rallying well. Again, we talked about the bullish divergence here. We talked about the fact that every time it's swung down into the low here, it's rallied back up all the way through. This is the first time that it's dipped down to the low right there, I believe, and we've actually got a lower low, but that printed that divergence, right? Yeah, see, it's only only a few times before has it ever actually hit on the weekly into oversold. Right here in January of 15, which marked the low of the bear market, right? The bottom of the bear market, right? Here in, what is this, December of 2018, yeah, right here, again, marked the low of the bear market. Bear market was done, right? Here, it does it over here, and then we have what I believe is a terminal shakeout. I believe this whole thing is accumulation, terminal shakeout, rallies us back up. Accumulation is potentially done this area. We'll rally up here, pull back, and then we'll take off. But I think accumulation is basically done in here. We'll get that going there. But what did we get? We got bullish divergence off that slightly lower low, right? Esteban, what's up, man? Ryan V, what's up? He says weekly 200 MA may be a big nut to crack. But if it goes though, if it goes, that's it, right? We're right there. Again, I can see us potentially breaking just right here and then pulling back here and then breaking out. So this gets us like a 1, a 2, and then a 3. But we have to stay open to the possibility that we could see a run up to the 30, to 29 or 30, and potentially up here toward 40 or so. I could see that potentially happening, depending on what kind of movement happens here. This is a lot of inefficiency here, so we should move up through it pretty easily. The question is, do we stay there, just test the pivot and break on out through the other inefficiency here to hit that 40,000 area, and then we get 5 done, pull back, and head up. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Are we getting? Let me see here. And finally, Matic. A lot of people trying to short Matic, getting caught, getting burned. This was my target up here. We've just hit it. 1.4864 or so. We still have room here on the daily. Potentially head up higher. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. I mean, it looks like it's 5 up and done, or nearly so. So if we continue to rally up here, though, I mean, you could potentially see it rallying up here to the R5 because it's going pretty bullishly through the R1, up here through the R1 into the R2, pulled back for the R1 we're doing. Usually this kind of price action usually takes us to the R4 or R5. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it potentially continuing up higher there, guys. Anyway, that'll do it. That's 11:46. I'm about a minute beyond where I was expecting. But we ran through quite a few charts there, looked at some things, gave you a little rant there about things that you need to understand to be a better trader, the most important things, which are not the counts and the charts. It's all about dealing with and understanding what's going on in your life, what's keeping you back from being successful, not just in trading, but in life. It's what it's always about, guys. Don't let anybody tell you any differently because they're BSing you, okay? And they may not even know they're BSing you. They may be BSing themselves as well, okay? But the more you can get your head on straight, the more you can understand what's going on with you psychologically and emotionally, the more likely you are to actually get to attain the goals that you're trying to attain. And that's what life's about, okay? Making progress. That's what it's about. Learning, loving, doing more. Not sitting behind, being lazy, complaining about everything. Stop complaining. The world goes on without you. Worry about the things you can control, not the rest of it, okay? As always, remember, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. That's it. Most important thing you'll ever do day in and day out as a trader is risk management, okay? Yeah, a long weekend coming up. We've got President's Day, I believe it is, on Monday of next week. So the U.S. markets will be closed at that time, okay, guys? That means probably less liquidity through the weekend for crypto as well, okay? So make sure you guys are paying attention to that. You understand that. Enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll be back on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And man, oh man, I hope you guys have an amazing day. All right, hey, listen, I'm going to be on the Wendy O Show in about 10, 15 minutes, something like that. I don't have the direct link. You can just type in Wendy O or Crypto Wendy O, I believe, in YouTube. And that's what it will be. Or you can go to her Twitter, at Crypto Wendy O, I believe it is. And the link should be there, okay? You guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.